Hello, this is Lisa Christiansen. Welcome back to day 6 of NLP. I am so excited that you are here with me today, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about questions. And I chose this because every step that you take, every action that you take, every negotiation, every decision, all revolves around questions. And so if I were to tell you today is just an amazing day on Mount Scott, then your brain has asked yourself a series of questions to either agree with me that yes, it is a beautiful day, or for you to disagree and decide it's not such a beautiful day in your opinion. So everything in life for you, for everyone, revolves around questions. And the reason that we're covering this is because once you recognize that, then you can ask a better question to get a better answer. The only way you will ever get a better answer is to ask a better question. And that's how you are going to get to your outcome in the most efficient manner. And I also want to talk about focus, because focus is something that we all can find ourselves deviating off of the road of if we allow it. And once you recognize that, you are going to be so far ahead of 90% of the people, because we all seem to live with so much stimulus around us that we tend to live in reaction rather than to recognize that and live on purpose. And focus, what you focus on is what you get. And that is paramount to remember, that what you focus on is what you get. And focus is a feeling. If you focus on a feeling, it's real. Whether it's true or not to the rest of the world, what you focus on is real to you. And recognizing that means that you have the power to change your life in an instant when you decide to change your focus and to point it in the direction of the path that you are headed to your outcome. And a good example of that is today, on the way up to Mount Scott, I am so fortunate and blessed to be with my uncle, who I call my father, who raised me, and we wanted to take some pictures with the buffalo, and it's wonderful. And we have Terry with us, and he's filming this. And when we were getting out to take the picture of the buffalo, Terry kept saying, no, don't get so close. Don't get so close. It's not such a good idea. And for a very good reason. I had a wonderful experience with the buffalo recently. And so, almost a frightening one, actually, because the buffalo actually did touch my back, and what I didn't see was that he had swung around. Well, to get to the point of the story, he was wanting for us to be very cautious, and where I get my it's kind of funny, because we saw a couple of kids earlier out here, and one of the little kids, I could hear talking to the other kids saying, "Oh, just be brave and come on." And where do we lose that? As kids, we have this belief that everything is just we have no fear. Fear is learned behavior, and I got to tell you, I'm very fortunate and I'm very blessed that my father has not taught me any fear. As a matter of fact, when we were walking towards the buffalo, he said to me, "Oh, they're not going to come after us. Come on, let's just go." And so we did, and I've decided to place those pictures on my page, and I hope you enjoyed them. And this just goes to show that, again, that fear is learned behavior, and fear is meant to serve us. It is not meant to break us and imprison us, and it's not. It's meant to serve us and serve the greater good and empower us and make us stronger. And I'm really proud of my father for giving me this gift, and sharing this with you, because I want you to recognize that these are decisions that you can make in your life to more expediently get to your outcome, and consciously design your focus, which in turn consciously designs your future and your destiny. And again, I really need to impress upon you that life is a choice, and your decisions are that's what's going to create your future. Your decisions, you can, like I said, you can choose to be happy. I like that one. Or you can choose to be miserable, and That's not where I want to be. And it all wraps around asking yourself some basic questions and making sure that you are living your life on purpose. And, today I want to give you 3 action items. Like I always say, we're doing 3 action items, very simple every day. And action item number 1 is to master your emotions. And a lot of these things you're going to refer back to the previous days. And in order to master your emotions, what that means to you is you're going to review your outcome, make certain that you know what is your outcome, and you are going to live in response rather than to live in reaction. And another part of mastering your emotions is really when you're focused on your outcome, that's where you're headed. So if you start focusing on an obstacle, which an obstacle is what you see when you take your eye off the outcome, that's where you're going to head. So mastering your emotions means that you are going to stay focused on your outcome, be in control of what you feel. Because again, what you feel, it's real to you. And you can choose what you feel. When you feel yourself going into a tailspin, you can very quickly pull yourself out of it by making certain that you go back to focusing on your outcome. So number 1 is let's start today learning to master our emotions, and we will continue to expound upon that in the days going forward. Number 2, I know I'm really impressing this upon you. You really seriously need to focus on your outcome, and this means it needs to be written down. It needs to be on Post-it notes. It needs to be in the forefront of your mind. It needs to be everywhere so that you remain focused on that outcome, and you need to know why you want that. You need to know what that is that you want. And when you find yourself focusing on the pain, I want you to remember that you will remain in pain until the pleasure outweighs the pain. So you want to make sure that you want to remember that you will remain in pain until the pleasure outweighs the pain. So find the pleasure. And when you're in pain, appreciate it, embrace it, and look for the lesson in it. Because as long as you've learned the lesson, nothing is lost. Number 3, be conscious of your actions. Be conscious of your thoughts. You need to stand guard at the doorways of your mind and make conscious decisions to live in conscious actions. One more time. You need to make conscious decisions so that you can continue to make conscious actions, which will get you closer to your outcome at a much quicker pace. This is Lisa Christiansen, day 6, NLP. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.